Okay, so we were talking about the incident that occurred last night in South Carolina.
Yeah. So
and
I did a video in Spanish and we were talking about racism in America, all of that. And I was saying that, obviously in this country, given the history, racism is a very complex topic, and it's very difficult to explain it. And de una manera fácil, iba a hablar en español. It's very difficult to explain it in a simple way, and I'm not an expert on the topic. I don't want to say something which is kind of makes it look like I am. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But recently, there's been a lot of strange stuff happening in regards to race. There was an incident in Texas where a police officer, did you see that video where the police officer kind of tackled a black teenage girl in the street?
There was at a party. At the party?
Yeah, that was crazy. He resigned. Then there was another incident recently where a white woman had been living as a black woman for a number of years and was very active in that field of activism, and it turns out, well, she's not actually black. Then we have this.
So she's white?
Yes.
Okay.
So then we have this incident last night where a white man murdered 9 people in a church, and they're all black people. So it's very strange relations at times in regards to race in this country, and it's kind of weird for me because I don't really see people like that as, there's a hierarchy of races. I just see everyone the same. I've always had very good relationships with all types of people, all types of races, all types of countries, and then to actually meet or hear people speak in a way that, obviously they think they're better than a certain race or a certain group of people, to me is very bizarre and very disturbing. But such people exist. Maybe in New York you're not as likely to meet those kinds of people, but I'm sure they're here. But in other states of the USA, yeah, they exist.
Okay. So have you ever met anybody that is actually a racist?
I think I've, given my own history, I've met more people who, given the type of activism I've been involved in, I've met more people who are homophobic. So but it's all part of the same thing. People who are homophobic, racist, sexist, they're all the same. And generally, if someone's homophobic, they're usually sexist, they're usually racist as well. All these things go together, and it's a product of a warped mind that is incapable of viewing everyone equally.
So you're saying that usually when somebody is racist, it might be also sexist?
Exactly, because it comes from the same place, it comes from the same ignorance, and it's always based in the same inability to accept and acknowledge diversity in society. And it says a lot about a person that thinks like that.
So what do you think?
Very unattractive.
So what do you think people might think that way? Why? What is the motivation, the motives, or the reason?
The human brain is not born thinking these things. It learns them. So people learn to be racist, people learn to be sexist, people learn to be homophobic, and they learn these warped beliefs from society, or from wherever they grew up, or from people they interacted with, from their parents, from the school, whatever. They learn it from somewhere. It's not something they're born with. So it's actually that in real terms, it's something that can be eradicated, but it has to start from when people are born. They have to learn to see the world in the right way, and not in some screwed up way that's fueled by racism, sexism, homophobia, xenophobia, all these types of isms.
So technically you're saying that they start with the family. I mean, they raise their children, they have to teach them.
See, and sometimes it could be associated with religion or a school, whatever, but the point is that people learn to think this way, and actually they can unlearn thinking this way. It's not something that they can use as an excuse and say, well, this is what I believe. Change your belief, because it's screwed up. Do you know what I mean?
So you think people might actually be able to change that belief?
Yes, because a lot of this is just based in pure ignorance, and you can have, I'm not saying it's easy, and some people's beliefs are so entrenched it's impossible to change them, but there are examples of people changing the way they see the world. It's not impossible. There will always be extremists and people who are completely off the Richter scale in terms of being able to see reality, but the majority of people are capable of reasoning and using logic, so there's some hope.
So you think it's more like the values, right? The values that they actually learn maybe in childhood, probably?
See, well, that's, what am I saying? See, yes, I mean, you learn values from family, from whoever you're surrounded by when you grow up. So yes, this is when people learn these values and these beliefs. But you know, it's very difficult to know what the solution is because it's such a complicated topic. But I think talking about it is obviously the first step, and it has to be addressed. And people who are not racist need to speak out against people who are. And for example, in this country, the history of racism has been white against black, white over black. And so it's important for white people to call out instances of racism by white people against black people. That has, you know, a little more weight, because it's like basically we're saying our own people are the problem. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.